Hey everybody, this is Frankie Aberzino, and I wanted to come to you and just touch base with you in regards to the two forums yesterday. The first one in Sawgrass was excellent. You got to meet a lot of people. You got to go out and just speak and say essentially what you stood for. Didn't like having to sit there for 20 people, but such is life. The one on last night was more of a debacle, and it's one that I expected to be a debacle because I knew who was moderating. I knew who basically would make up the audience, and it's similar to what they're expecting in Friday and etc. And I'm going to carry on all that. I want to first start off with, we all saw the mayor. It was supposed to be a cordial thing where they ask you a question, you speak about it, not an attack fest. But next thing you know, the mayor starts attacking me, which was surprising. He's someone that comes across as, oh, I'm a nice guy, I don't do anything like that. You didn't hold back yesterday, did he, folks? And you saw me being really passionate. And that passion that I have on the radio, that passion that I have in my videos, is a passion I carry in real life. I don't let people sit there and just attack me and get away with it. Okay, I'm a normal person. I'm not a politician. I'm not going to sit there and smile and say, oh, thank you. But I wanted to handle a few of his issues. They asked him, what are your qualifications at both events? And he kept going on saying how he saved millions of dollars through redesigning the pension plan and cutting insurance from city employees and doing all that good stuff. But that's not his achievement. He didn't achieve that all by himself. There's 6 other members on that city council. But the way John was presented is that he was the almighty savior. And he personally came in and saved the pension plan and saved the insurance plan and cut out all that and saved millions. No, Johnny boy, that was not you. That was an effort through everybody on the council. So to take credit for that was amazing. And the fact that you could not come up with one achievement that you yourself have done was even more amazing. He decided his first attack on me was over the trolley. Oh, you're throwing out numbers that aren't real. I was being facetious in a video. And I said, oh, 3 million on a trolley. He took it out of context. Anyone that watches it knows I was being facetious. If you read the articles, I have accurate numbers in there. And then he continued to lie, or not lie, but not be accurate with information himself. He said, it's only 70,000. No, it's 70,000 for 6 weeks. Johnny, you wanted to do it for 3 to 4 months. You committed to doing it for 3 to 4 months. So aggregate that 70,000. It's a lot more. It's a couple 100,000. But it's amazing how they talk out of both sides of their mouth. And another good example is the Seaboard. I put on an article. I shared links. Del White, Herald Tribune, August 23rd, 2013. Has quotes in there from John saying Seaboard, he wanted to move the businesses out to 75. He wanted to build high-end condos, businesses, and shops there on Seaboard. This time he's like, oh no, I just want to use the CRA and redevelop them, make them look prettier. First of all, we don't know if the county's on board with CRA. And right now they're not, and I don't know if they will be with him. Second of all, he flip-flopped. He basically was coming across like he never said that. Oh, we would never force businesses to move out there. The article is online. Google it. All you got to do is Google it. Venetian Waterway Holic. You'll see the story there, and you'll see where he was not honest and upfront. Just like when Walt Rossman wrote him and said, did you meet with Neil today? John answers it the next day and says, no, I'm not meeting with Neil. Walt says, I sent this email yesterday. Did you meet yesterday with him? Oh, yeah. He's not honest. Another good example of the honesty is A.G. Edwards. He sat there last night at both meetings just bragging about A.G. Edwards and how great that was and why it's built such a foundation for me. Well, he wasn't honest there either, folks. He found out that one of his top employees was defrauding the residents of Venice and the surrounding area. He fired that guy. He allowed that guy to carry all those investment information with him. He did not say one word to any of the people. That guy continued to bilk money and defraud these individuals for 1 year. The article, I wrote about it. I have links documenting everything. The Herald wrote about it. It's well documented. All right. Again, he has a problem with transparency, with being honest and giving people the true facts. If Seaboard and A.G. Edwards doesn't prove that, I don't know what those are. Pension, those are 3 right there, where he's not honest and upfront. Now, the other thing, he said, work as a team. You watch those city council meetings. You know, he had Daniels and Gates stand up after this coordinated attack and say, oh, you need to work as a team, indicating that I wouldn't. Watch the council meetings, folks. Go back and watch previous ones. There's no, I and team. John is basically a dictator up there, and there's so much tension on that city council. If that's a team we don't want, we don't need as residents, and we need to fire all three of those individuals. Because I'm telling you right now, Bob, Jeanette, John, horrible. They need to be fired. If there's a process to get rid of them, I'm going to look into it. Uh, what else we got here? Airport hotel. He said, oh, he couldn't remember specifics. I don't know why. He acted like it was ages ago. It was just a couple months ago. And he was quoting in the paper. There's two people in the running. A condo from a guy out of Michigan, which the airport came in and said, look, we're not for that because it's going to be too loud. And the hotel by Mike Miller, the same Mike Miller that John has his signs up on all of his properties. Same Mike Miller that is known for doing some devious stuff in front of the city council. The same Mike Miller that has gotten he's overdeveloped. He's put too much properties out there and basically had to file for bankruptcy. I documented all this stuff out there. It's all been reported pretty accurate. I put all the links out there. John's like, oh, I don't know, and I can't commit to anything because he didn't want to commit because he doesn't want you guys to know that he's pro-development and for that hotel. Then the next question was about medical marijuana and would you call for a moratorium in the city? He had no problem saying yes to that, even though all the facts aren't out yet on what will happen with medical marijuana, the processes and everything. So I called him out. I said, wait a second, you said you didn't have all the facts, so you can't tell us about the hotel at the airport. But on this question, you can jump right on board and say, yeah, you called for a moratorium. Not sure if anyone caught that. All right. So again, he speaks out of both sides of his mouth. The funniest though was that he's annoyed that I'm running. He basically came across as though I told everybody in the beginning. He said, "Why are you running?" I said during the forum, I said, "I don't want this guy running unopposed. I want him to be challenged. I want him to talk to the residents. He's pushing an agenda that we don't believe in." So then he tries to use that and he's reading off a piece of paper. He had all this paper there for his plan of attack on me. I'm like, okay, John, I just said that. It's not a big issue. I go, yeah, I didn't plan on running. It's not a secret. I didn't want you to run unopposed. I wanted you to get out and talk to people. And it's working. It's effective. He's like, oh, you just wanted it for numbers for your blog. Guess what, folks? My vintage scoop, the numbers have not jumped that much at all. I've met a lot more people. Maybe more go to my website. More people know about me. More people know that they have an advocate that's out there for them. And that bugs the hell out of Johnny Boy and Bobby Daniels. Okay? But he said, oh, you're costing the taxpayers money. No, I'm not. I paid $120 to get in there. I went out and it's costing the county extra ink to put my name on the ballot? But he says I should never have challenged him. I should have let him run unopposed and that I'm not a serious person. And how dare me do that to the anointed one. I was embarrassed for him in there doing that little wine session. It was incredible. He worked, like he said, bragged about A.G. Weber's. Oh my God. That is not something to brag about unless he didn't know I knew about his experience there. He also bragged about character. And I said, well, I'm not sure I'd be bragging about character with how you run around the streets. He talked a lot about working over the last 6 years, but did he mention the fact that he was so busy at work that he was having an affair on his wife and then decided to abuse his power and go to the police chief when the wife's husband said he was going to kick his butt? Google it, Dave Anderson, Holic. The papers called him a stalker. He was stalking because John was out there having an affair with his wife. Give me a break. Moderator. You guys may not know this, but the guy that was moderating is actually buddies with Holic. John Ryan. This is a guy, I met him before on one of my 3 attempts to join the chamber, yet he acted like he never met me. He was obviously, I know for a fact he's buddies with John. I know he's in John's corner, which made it that much more difficult because he was moderating. And then the audience was full of people like Jeff Boone and a lot of John's cronies. It's not like Sawgrass where you go out there and you meet normal, common people like ourselves and you can influence them and let them know where you stand. This is more of a beat up Frank. I got my compadres out there. 80% of the audience is my compadres, and I can look like a real great guy up here. That's basically it. So you got a decision. Those are the facts. You want someone that's going to sit up there and just not be honest with people? Or do you want somebody that's going to be up there and be passionate? He bragged about his work experience. I think that's a negative. Pro for me is that I don't have that experience. I'm not a politician. But it's up to you to decide. My goal here, like I've always said, is to make him come out. And unfortunately, he's not hearing the people because he continues to push his development. You notice that he did change his Seaboard Avenue because when he was saying that about Seaboard, he found out he was going to be unopposed and he could go out and spit that out. Now his story's changed and somebody's challenging him and he can't seem as strongly pro-development as he is. So he's got to say, oh, no, I would just change the design and development of them. It's amazing how the situation will change. But I'm forcing him to do all that, and it's driving him crazy. And now he's trying to paint this negative picture of me, which is unfortunate. So it's your decision, and I just wanted to put that out there. And that's my analysis of the fiasco. I won't even call it it's not a forum. It was a debate, and it was a fiasco last night. Everybody, this is Frankie. It's your decision. Let me know.